mean, the rules basically have always been no drugs, no attitude, no condoms, no clothing. We do allow condoms now if guys want to use them. We have no problem. But 100 guys, 120 guys at the party will find 2 or 3 condoms the next morning on the floor. That's it.
Hi. So I have monkeypox. Not fishing for any sort of sympathy, but since I'm already known for being pretty unabashed on the internet, I figured I'd give an honest account of how I got it and how my symptoms manifested to hopefully educate anyone curious. So strap in. So this whole saga really begins mid-June, when I managed to finally catch COVID. All in all, thanks to a long COVID cough that just wouldn't quit, I ended up completely isolating for 3 full weeks. Not being able to have any sex or make any content. Needless to say, I was desperate to get back to work. Like, yes, I'm a slut and all that, but sex is both my life and my livelihood. If I'm not making content, I can't pay my bills. So, I finally got back into the swing of things and attended a friend's birthday orgy, Saturday the 9th. I've been watching the news on monkeypox, but the general feelings on it really were and still are developing by the day. So I, nor anyone else, was especially worried. Especially since there had been only 2 confirmed cases in my entire county, and this group was all locals. And the host of that group was a good friend and a nurse. So I trusted their judgment in still having the event happen. It was a great time. I think I came into sexual contact with somewhere in the ballpark of 15 to 20 different men. The following Monday I was feeling totally fine, filmed with 2 daddies, had a great time. Still definitely no symptoms. I knew I had plans made to go to another orgy on Thursday, so I took the days leading up off from sex to minimize any risk of getting or spreading anything. So Thursday comes around, and by this point I had gotten pretty nervous about monkeypox. Like I said, it seemed like every day the conversation was getting more and more intense. So I spent the whole day doing research and reaching out to medical friends to get their opinions. Pretty much everyone and everything said the same thing. There's only a few cases in your county. Risks are incredibly low at this point. So I made the educated risk to attend the orgy on Thursday. Wowzers. Did that blow up in my fucking face in the end. So this was a piss orgy thrown by some friends. Even though it wasn't officially affiliated with it, it was advertised as a pre-Wet and Hot orgy. Wet and Hot being a big piss kink event that happens in Palm Springs. It was what brought me to Palm Springs the first time I had visited. It had actually been canceled the 2 years prior thanks to COVID, so people were really intent on coming to this one. And plenty of people who were flying into town from all over the place, including places where monkeypox was way more prevalent, were attending this orgy. So, I attend the orgy, have a great time, guzzled a metric fuck ton of human piss. I think I had sexual contact with around 15 men, similar to the orgy on Saturday. Had a great time, met some great people, then stumbled my piss-drunk ass home. On Friday I had a few quick hookups with local guys, 3 total, and on Saturday I have a 4-way with some local piss pigs. Nothing on Sunday, though I did make plans to film the following Thursday rather than on Monday when I usually film, which turned out to be a good thing. Come Monday and my cough seems to come back. I don't think much of it as I was still experiencing that intermittent long COVID cough I mentioned, but this was back with quite the vengeance. I opted to wait until Thursday to do any fucking, just to be sure. Tuesday is when shit hits the fan. Cough is still bad, but come evening and a wave of exhaustion suddenly hits me. I get in bed around 7:30 thinking maybe I'll get some extra sleep, and I realize I can literally feel the heat coming off my skin. I must have a fever. It's starting to sink in now. I screw my courage to my goddamn sticking place, literally, and reach down and feel around my hole. And there it is. Little bumps on the inside of my fucking ass cheeks. I had the pox. I immediately message my doctor and let him know and tell him I'm going to call my local disease control tomorrow. Stupidly, I'm hoping they can retroactively give me the vaccine to at least make this not as severe, but if you're already having symptoms, there's no point. I just feel worse and worse as the night goes on. I'm scalding to the touch, but even under 3 blankets I couldn't get warm. Every time I stood up, my head would throb and the room would spin. And I'm just so sad and upset to have this literally right after COVID. Currently, it's now my second full day of symptoms. I went and got tested, and while those results won't be back for a few days, the doctor could confirm it's monkeypox. Still, my lymph nodes aren't swollen and I don't have any lesions on my hands, so hopefully this is the more mild version. Tracing it back, it's pretty clear I had my exposure at the Thursday orgy with all the out-of-towners. The timing works out exactly right. I'm really not sure at what point I began to be contagious, if it was when my cough got worse or when all those symptoms hit me at once. But as far as I can tell, I didn't pass it on to anyone, and me having it has actually allowed several other people to be vaccinated, so there's at least one silver lining, as well as the fact that by the end of this, I'll be immunized myself. All in all, if you're able to get the vaccine voluntarily, please do. I live in a small town and didn't have the option, even though I was highly at risk. My 2 cents? It's reductive to tell gay people to not have sex. It didn't work in the early days of AIDS, and clearly it's not working now. But do your best to make educated choices. Check your county's case numbers frequently, and if you can, avoid groups and anon encounters.